Hey there. So today I am here in Bluffdale, you can see, and today I'm going to really just hop right into talking about some of the pros and cons of living here in Bluffdale, and we're going to hop into it right now. Mariah here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your very first time here. I'm a licensed and active real estate agent here in Utah, and this channel is everything you need to know about eating, working, playing, sleeping, and living in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. If that is of interest to you, consider subscribing down below and make sure you tap that bell for notifications so you are notified every week we drop a new video. We hear from people like you all the time who are looking to make a move, looking to relocate, or looking to buy or sell a home here in Utah, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move in a week, in a month, or even a year from now, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our absolute pleasure to connect with you. So you've probably heard about Bluffdale. Yes, Bluffdale. Today we are going to just really hop into why people are moving here, why some people, may not want to move here, and let's go ahead and get started right now. So number one, the proximity of where Bluffdale is relative to the Salt Lake City International Airport. It's just a little bit north of Bluffdale, really about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on what area you are in here in Bluffdale. You are about 15 minutes outside of Salt Lake City. And really, if you're interested in hitting up the ski slopes, you're across the freeway and just west of where you've got Brighton and Solitude and Alta and a lot of those big ski resorts that are right here in the Salt Lake area. So the proximity here in Bluffdale is something that people really, really like. Number two, the affordability compared to some of the other surrounding areas is definitely a big pro of why people have moved here to Bluffdale. I remember years and years ago, people were like, wait, where? Bluffdale? Where's Bluffdale? So if you're curious where Bluffdale is, if you look right on a map, it is just a little bit of southwest of where Salt Lake City is. So you've got this community, and another pro of why people are being drawn, not only the proximity, not only that the affordability here in Bluffdale is a little bit less than some of the surrounding areas, but also number three are simply the newness of Bluffdale. Bluffdale is a fairly new community. There's a lot of farmland and stuff that's still around, but there are a lot of new builds that are popping up all over the place here in Bluffdale, and a lot of variety of homes too. Not only single family homes, but you've got townhomes, you've got condos. So really a good mix of new homes, new home construction, and along with those new homes and the new home construction are a lot of parks. I'm going to show you some of these parks that are here, but I remember when we moved out to Utah a few years ago, and my kids and I, we ended up going, every day it was like, let's go find a new park. Let's go find a new park. Let's go find a new park. And I remember we came to Bluffdale, and we were, my kids, and it was in the summertime. And in the summertime, some of these parks here in Bluffdale, Wardle Park in particular, has a giant splash pad and, little water slides that are out. It's a public park. So people will actually bring their picnics. They set up big tents and canopies. You've got pavilions that are over here, and people literally will just hang out for the day. The kids are playing at the park. They're in the splash pad. And there's just a lot of new parks that are here too. And going on along with the new parks are just the trail systems, the sidewalks. There's a lot of dog parks. There's a lot of people just out and about. And I know that is a big pro for a lot of people that are thinking about Bluffdale, the newness, the outside. And it's drawn in, and some people feel like this is a pro and a con, but it is drawn in a younger population, simply the affordability and everything, but it's drawn in a younger population, and you've got just people are out and about a lot. So it is very family friendly too. It is younger. A lot of people and a lot of families that are moving in here are younger families. So for you, if that's something that you're looking for, you might be in really good company because we're seeing a lot of that here as well. One of the cons living here is, like we've talked about before here in Salt Lake, is simply that inversion that kind of comes through here. And really, because of how close Bluffdale is to Salt Lake City, you get that inversion that comes through here in Bluffdale. And really what it is, it's just that thick smoggy air. But eventually it gets blown out. It usually happens in the winter time, and the smog just kind of sits here in the valley. And then once a storm comes through, it blows out that smoggy air, but you can just kind of feel that haze sometimes. And that's, if you've got asthma or other health conditions, it can play a factor. It's not here in the winter all the time, but that's something to definitely be, to consider. Another thing, if you are looking at Bluffdale, it is winter right now. You are going to have a lot of sunny days here in Bluffdale. It's a pretty sunny place. Utah in general is fairly sunny for where we're at and everything, but you're going to see a lot of sunny days. And as you'll notice behind me, you don't see any snow on the ground. Yes, there's no snow on the ground because of where Bluffdale is. Like I said, it's just west. It's actually west of the I-15 freeway. And because you're not up in the mountains, it's fairly flat here. So for some people, they're like, gosh, I love that it's so flat. There's a lot of just flat land, flat areas. But because you are, down here, you don't have as much snow as you may if you're on the East Bench over, on the other side of Salt Lake, more of that East Bench, you're going to have a lot more snow. But here in Bluffdale, like you can see, there's no snow on the ground, and we are right in the middle of winter. So you've got the sunny days, not as much snow. If you're looking for more snow, Bluffdale may not be the right fit for you. If you want more snow, you may want to head up to, some of the higher elevations up in Draper, up in Sandy, up in Cottonwood Heights. But if you're like, gosh, I actually don't want I want less snow, Bluffdale may be a good fit for you. So kind of just weighing those different things out. There's also another pro is there are a lot of new schools that are coming in here to Bluffdale, and a lot of new charter schools. You've got the public schools, you've got some private schools that are close by too. So those school systems, again, a lot of just because a new community, you've got new schools, you've got new parks, you've got a lot of new home construction. So again, that's drawing in a lot of people here in Bluffdale. But another thing that to consider are, because of a lot of the newness, many of the lot sizes here in Bluffdale are smaller lot sizes than you'll see in some of the more mature areas and more established areas. The lot sizes tend to be a little bit smaller. For some people, they're like, that's great. I don't want to take care of a lot of yard maintenance and all of that. And especially because they've got incredible parks around. But other people are like, you know what? I actually want more space. I want a little bit more room with that. And then kind of going along with that too, because there is a lot of new home construction going on, you might be in a neighborhood that's having a lot of new home construction. So if you're like, gosh, I want to be, like I said, in a more established area with not as much new home construction going on, Bluffdale may or may not be a good fit for you. And then last but not least, where Bluffdale is situated in terms of shopping and restaurants and all of that, it is fairly close to a lot of things, although you're not as close to some of the malls as you would be if you were on the east side of the freeway. On the west side of the freeway, you've got more larger type, you've got a lot of the auto car dealerships over on this way. You've got like IKEA, you've got living spaces, you've got some furniture, like furniture row areas, but not as much as the malls that you're going to see more on the east side of the freeway instead of over here in Bluffdale. Although with that being said, it really is like 10 to 15 minutes away. So again, for some people, they're like, I want to be a little bit closer. For some, they're like, that doesn't much matter for me. But hopefully this gives you a little bit of an idea of some of the pros and some of the cons. Again, we talked about some of the pros simply being the proximity to the airport, to downtown Salt Lake. And actually, I didn't even mention, but you're really only about 10 to 15 minutes away from Lehi, which is the tech industry that is just south of Bluffdale as well. And then not only the proximity, but you've got the new neighborhoods, you've got kind of the young vibe that's here, you've got the new parks and the trails that are around. So, and then, but also considering that too, you've got the inversion that kind of comes through here. And then with that new home construction, some people really like the newness of all of that going on, but some want more of an established neighborhood. So again, just hopefully this gives you an idea of what we're seeing in Bluffdale. And again, if you're thinking about moving to this area or relocating, my team and I help people like you all the time. Or if you're here in Utah and you're looking at moving to Bluffdale, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and it would be our absolute pleasure to connect with you. Take care and have a great one. Bye.